Have you ever tried learning English, only to feel stuck, overwhelmed, or even bored? Today, I'm going to share secrets and stories that will make learning English an exciting journey rather than a daunting task. Imagine speaking English so naturally that you don't even have to think about it. By the end of this video, you'll have a roadmap to fluency. And trust me, these tips are not just effective, but they'll make you actually enjoy the process. Let's dive right in. I'm Jennifer, and I'm so excited you're here. English is more than just a language. It's a tool that brings people together, creates opportunities, and even opens doors to new cultures. In today's video, we'll cover tips and techniques that can transform the way you learn English. Whether you're just beginning or looking to polish your skills, this roadmap is your path to mastering English with confidence. 1. Start thinking in English. One of the biggest obstacles to fluency is that we often translate words from our native language into English. This adds unnecessary steps and slows us down. What if we could skip that step entirely? Starting to think in English is the trick. For instance, next time you're at a grocery store, think to yourself, I need milk, bread, and apples. You don't have to form perfect sentences, just go with whatever comes to mind in English. This trick trains your mind to switch between languages seamlessly. Example: when I first began thinking in English, I kept making simple sentences in my head, like, where's the bus? Or, I need to finish my homework. The more I practiced, the easier it got. Soon, I was even thinking about my plans for the weekend in English without realizing it. Over time, you'll find it comes naturally. 2. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Many learners stop themselves from speaking in English because they're worried about making mistakes. But here's a secret: mistakes are your best friends in language learning. Think about how many times a child falls before they learn to walk. It's countless. Each fall helps them get better, stronger. Your mistakes are like those falls. They're part of your progress. Example: I remember a time when I was learning Spanish, and I accidentally asked someone to eat the library instead of read a book. I was so embarrassed at first, but then I realized it was hilarious, and I'd never forget the correct words. Every error is an opportunity to learn and grow. 3. Read English books and short stories. Reading might seem challenging at first, but it's one of the best ways to improve vocabulary and learn new expressions. Start with short stories or simple books. Reading introduces you to words and sentence structures you wouldn't encounter in conversation alone. Story: one of my students once shared how reading changed her life. She started with short English novels and found herself picking up phrases and expressions she didn't even know she was learning. Not only did her vocabulary improve, but so did her understanding of culture and storytelling. She even became more comfortable speaking because she had so many interesting stories and phrases to use. 4. Immerse yourself in English daily listening. Listening is one of the most powerful ways to absorb a new language naturally. Whether it's through podcasts, songs, or movies, listening to native speakers helps you pick up on pronunciation, intonation, and natural phrasing. Example: A friend of mine watched an English movie every weekend. At first, she could only understand a few words, but over time, she noticed that she was following whole scenes without subtitles. Her favorite was Forrest Gump, and after watching it several times, she started using phrases from the movie in her own conversations. You don't have to understand every word. Just allow yourself to soak in the sounds and rhythms of the language. 5. Keep a daily journal in English. Writing is a fantastic way to reinforce what you've learned and organize your thoughts in English. Start small. Even a sentence or two about your day can make a big difference. Write about what you did, your thoughts, or even a funny event. Tip: if you're stuck, try to describe what you see around you or write about a recent memory. Or even make a list of what you're grateful for in English. Journaling in English not only improves your language skills, but also lets you see your progress over time. 6. Practice speaking as much as possible. Just like exercising a muscle, speaking requires regular practice. Find a partner to practice with, or even try speaking to yourself in English. If you don't have anyone to practice with, you can try reading out loud or speaking to your phone's voice assistant. Example: when I was learning English, I would practice by pretending to order food, giving directions, or even presenting a fake weather report. It might feel silly, but it helped me get comfortable with speaking out loud. The key is not to worry about being perfect, just get comfortable hearing yourself speak in English. 7. Use repetition to lock in new vocabulary. One of the simplest ways to make new vocabulary stick is through repetition. Every time you learn a new word, try to use it 3 times that day. For example, if you learn the word enthusiastic, try using it to describe how you feel about learning English, or to talk about something that excites you. Example: imagine you learn the word grateful. Use it in a few sentences that day. I'm grateful for my family. I feel grateful for this opportunity to learn, or gratefulness brings me happiness. Repetition helps lock in new vocabulary so you'll remember it without trying. 8. Create an environment of learning. Try setting up an English-rich environment at home or in your daily routine. This means labeling things in your room with English words, setting your phone's language to English, or following English-speaking social media accounts. Story: one student of mine set her phone's language to English, and at first, she found it confusing, but it forced her to recognize everyday words and phrases. She also followed a few English-speaking influencers, which kept her connected to the language. Over time, English started feeling less foreign and more like part of her daily life. Learning English is a journey, and like any journey, it has its ups and downs. There will be days when it feels easy and days when it feels impossible. But every word you learn and every sentence you speak brings you closer to fluency. Remember that even native speakers make mistakes. And the real goal here isn't to be perfect, it's to connect, communicate, and enjoy the process. So, take these tips, practice with joy, and keep going. You've got this. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get notifications of our new videos. Also, comment for more videos like this, and check out the playlist on the end screen. Thanks for watching.